Welcome back to the Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Wu Ruiguo. We will continue our conversation with His Excellency, Mr. Chin-tien, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of China on Taiwan. Minister Yang, yes. Today is January 1st, 2010.
Yes.
Looking back the past year, 2009, there's been a lot of breakthroughs in our foreign relations, in the conduct of foreign policy.
Yeah.
Specifically, as you mentioned in the previous segment, that the foreign relations and the success of our foreign policy can really enhance people's livelihood.
Yes.
Including what you mentioned about the visa-free programs that we currently have with a number of important countries.
Yes.
Can you share with us about that policy?
Yes. Well, as you may be aware, last year, the United Kingdom gave our passport holders the visa-free treatment.
Yes, that's quite an accomplishment. Yes.
And later, Ireland followed suit. And just about a month ago or so, late last year, New Zealand also gave us the same treatment.
Exactly.
So that will help our people a lot, because when they go to overseas, they go to countries like UK or Ireland or New Zealand, they don't need any visa. They can just,
has
go.
A valid passport for over 6 months.
Over 6 months, yes.
Yes.
And we are also working on the same issue with other countries, such as United States, European Union, as well as Canada. Even though we don't know when we will get it, but I believe as time goes, we will get what we want.
Yes.
For visa-free treatment for our people.
Yes.
And we also like to tell our people that we been able to sign what you call a working holiday program, a kind of agreement with Japan last year. That will enable our young people to travel to Japan and also allow Japanese young people to come over. It's a kind of youth exchange programs. Both of the programs, visa-free program as well as the working holiday program, will enhance the people-to-people's relationship, understanding, and friendship.
Yes.
And we also been able to achieve what we call the direct flight between Songshan Airport and Narita Airport in Japan.
In Tokyo, yes.
That will also help a lot. People traveling to Japan.
It's a lot more convenient, yes.
Convenient. And also Japanese tourists, when they come to Taiwan, also convenient.
Yes. Minister, I think one thing that you mentioned earlier was very, very important, is that our people are gradually becoming aware of the fact that foreign policy is not so far away from their daily lives. The programs that you mentioned, not only the visa waiver, but also the working holiday programs, can also benefit our people at large and also our youth in particular. And this is a very important change, in our foreign policy, because it used to people, here in Taiwan, always, discuss and debate over the number of countries that recognize Taiwan diplomatically as the indicator, the only indicator about Taiwan's diplomacy. I don't think that's really, fair or comprehensive enough. And I think this is the direction that you would like to continue to push ahead as Minister of Foreign Affairs for Taiwan. Is that correct?
That's correct. And at the same time, I also want to enhance, our cultural exchange programs.
Oh, yes.
We will offer more scholarships to foreign students for them to come over. And I will also encourage our young youth leaders, actually, young people, to go abroad. We will organize for them to go abroad, to visit our friendly countries, to exchange with the young people there, to broaden their views of the world, and also enhance friendship. That's very, very fundamental, in building a better understanding between the peoples, and then building good relations between Taiwan and other countries. So youth leader program is also important. And I would also like to enhance what we call second track diplomacy. Because track two. Because we don't have many countries with which we have diplomatic relations. But we have so many countries with which we have substantive relations, which is very important. But how we can exchange ideas on important issues, on issues of common concern. The second track diplomacy is very important.
Yes, indeed.
Ideas being exchanged between scholars from our country and from other countries, institutions, think tanks.
Yes.
So I will also enhance this kind of exchange programs next year.
Okay. Minister, incidentally, you mentioned that the MOFA has been sponsoring Taiwanese youth to go abroad and study. A few months ago, last year in 2009, our program here, that we had two young people as our guests, and they were both in the summer the recipient of the program that you mentioned earlier, for them to study abroad in U.S. institutions. And they found the program very, very productive and beneficial, especially in terms of broadening their views and perspective about becoming an international citizen. So I think those programs are very, very beneficial, and it also changes the traditional notion about Taiwan's international space. We want to be internationally responsible. We also want to be visible, and we're able to make that contribution, that positive contribution to the international community. Those are the ideals that we can see in this new year, 2010, that MOFA will continue to make strides forward.
Yes, we will do that.
Okay.
We will do that.
Yes, and also the fact of the matter remains is that you mentioned about the cultural programs. That we also know that President Ma Ying-jeou has repeatedly emphasized the importance of Taiwan's soft power. Culture is a very big part of it. Are there anything specifically that Ministry of Foreign Affairs would like to implement in this new year?
Yes, in this new year, we would like to have a lot of these cultural troops. We will send dispatch a number of cultural troops to countries like the United States, Canada, Europe, and even Africa. And we would also like to enhance these humanitarian aid programs because this is another area of our soft power.
Yes, indeed.
We have a lot of these NGOs, non-governmental organizations, that has been doing a lot in providing humanitarian aid and relief works in other countries, such as Chin-tien, or World Vision, Taiwan, and many, many others. They've been doing wonderful jobs and being very well recognized
around the world.
Around the world. So the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will provide a lot of assistance to facilitate this kind of soft power being projected to other countries.
And also our government has identified the cultural creativity as an emerging industry for Taiwan's economy.
Exactly.
And Minister, you also mentioned the importance of Track 2 dialogue with think tankers and scholars around the world. And as a member of the academic community here in Taiwan, I've also personally participated in a number of the Track 2 dialogues. Can we see more of it? With MOFA playing a role of facilitator in the coming year. In terms of important policy issues, and have a private scholarly exchanges with others first before they become a policy recommendation.
Yes, I will certainly do that. And I also like to have the pleasure of inviting you to participate.
Thank you,
if not
Minister.
in all, but some of the programs that I mentioned. That second track dialogue between Taiwan and other countries, between our institutions and their think tanks. In fact, we have been conducting this kind of dialogue for many years. But what I mean is that we want to enhance, further promote this kind of dialogues, because dialogues between scholars in our country as well as in other countries is so important because they are opinion leaders and they are influential. They can influence the policy makers in all these countries, including our country here.
Precisely.
So you don't know how important you are yourself.
No, Minister, you're too kind. Finally, for this segment, Minister, you mentioned that the kinds of things that the programs that you're implementing as our foreign minister are also aimed to help people's livelihood. Then conversely, may I ask, would you have any recommendation for our viewers who are watching our program that we as citizens of Taiwan, what can we do to help Taiwan's foreign policy conduct easier and more successful?
Yes, Taiwan being a very small island country, we have a lot of foreign visitors every year.
Yes.
So everyone in our country, everyone can really be a very good goodwill ambassador.
Yes.
You know, whenever they get a chance to meet foreigners, it's their chance to extend our friendship.
Yes.
And we
hospitality.
Also hospitality, of course.
Yes.
And when they go abroad, we have a lot of people make a trip abroad.
Okay.
About 7 trips every year.
Yes,
7 million trips every year.
Yeah.
These are the important occasions for us to make friends abroad, also convince our foreign friends that Taiwan is a friendly country.
Yes.
Taiwan is a responsible stakeholder.
Yes.
And we want to be a very important contributor to a lot of fields. These are the messages I would like to convey to our friends here in our country. And I also like to encourage our young people, both here in Taiwan as well as in overseas, in other countries, to come back to join the foreign service. We welcome, people, young people in particular, with, mission
and commitment.
To join our foreign service.
Yes, I think that's very important, that people certainly can look up to you, Minister, because you set a very good example for them. Yes. And we're going to take another short break on the Taiwan Outlook, and we will continue our conversation with Minister Yang Chin-tien, Foreign Minister of the Republic of China here on Taiwan. I'll see you in 3 minutes.